Claire, nice job. So often at these things you hear about what didn't go well, so I want to start by saying what I thought went really well. The eye contact you made with the group before you started checking in with the percussion, make sure the cymbals are ready, calmly assessing the situation before you get started was fantastic. And then when it came time for you to conduct, you had everyone's attention, you pulled them in, there was no doubt about your downbeats, so that was fantastic. I love the facial expressions. You were in the score perhaps a little bit more. I mean, you just start to kind of pull them along and then we'd lose you for about 8 bars, you know? So maybe kind of get a better sense of where those landmarks are and where, when you look down, get right back out of the score again. I love the eye contact and the facial expressions, and this is dangerous territory for me to get into, so forgive me if this is stepping over the line, but because of your hairstyle, this whole side of the band couldn't see these great expressions that you're having. So as silly as that sounds, as a conductor, you need to think about these kinds of things. So just something to think about. Not for today necessarily, but for another time. Can we go to the middle section, please?
So the euphonium.
That slower section. And I really like the range of your motion, especially the largeness, but there are times where I feel like it could get a little smaller. We could bring things in. There's a tendency to, there's a lot of down, up. So it's almost like you're conducting the eighth notes much of the time. And there are times where you want to be able to do that. But especially in this slower section, let's see if we can just make it a little gentler and more fluid. And so you're not constantly like subdividing for the musicians, all right? So can you start maybe right there at the Andante?
Sure. So this is 2 before C. I like what I saw to begin with, but there's a tendency to you kind of snap your head, and there's kind of a whipping motion. And that's something that we see a lot in conductors. And there are times when you want to use that for a specific effect. But there are times where I think you're kind of doing it like without even realizing it. So see if you can really keep just a little more stable. Certainly I want you to be expressive, but try to do more just with that. Okay? So same spot, 2 before C.
To think about. I like the fact that the left hand's engaged, but it's generally just mirroring. Okay, so think about what you can show that's going to help that euphonium player or the rest of the group with the left hand. Keep it engaged, but see if you can use it without it showing the pulse. That's often one of the hardest things to do, is get that true left hand independence.
Sure. Same place. Just something to think about. Can I borrow your baton for a second? So, you can stay on the podium. So, I think it's important as conductors to know that we've got this whole apparatus at our disposal. And it's easy to kind of fall into the habit of using the same muscles in the same way for everything that we do. When we're conducting slower, softer music, we can really bring it down to just the tip of the arm, rather than involving all of the arm, so that when it gets big later, then you can open up and do that. But here, I mean, you're dealing with musicians down here. It's almost like a chamber ensemble. So maybe to bring it in, to lighten things up, a much smaller motion. See if you can try a little bit of that. Are we okay on time? Same place, please.
Stop the motion at the end of the bar. I don't know about you guys, but I couldn't tell if you wanted to slow down there
Or and did you want that? Because I couldn't quite tell what was going to happen toward the end of that bar. So where was...
Yeah, I have
I
to
saw
think about-
3 stretch, but
Sure.
then where was 4 going to
Yeah,
happen?
okay, all right.
So we always need to think about when we're showing things in conducting, when you're a player, you respond at the moment. But when you're the conductor, you always have to show things before they happen. And so it's that ability to kind of be kind of a step ahead and to allow yourself. So once you start stretching like that, you got to think, oh, how am I going to get out of this, right? You know? So 1, 2, and 3, 4, 1, so that you leave yourself enough motion to set up beat 4 so they know where it's going to happen. But I couldn't quite tell where that was going to happen.
Just try that one time.
Okay, sure. Let's go right on C this time. Okay.